See if we can manage to prop up the camera properly so that I can use both my hands to open the goodies. So as I said, this is the named durian variety D8. Those durian varieties are, well, basically clones. Some very good kampung durian or village seedling durian is being selected. It's being given a name or basically a number. It's being put out on the market under this name and number. D8 means this is one of the first ones that got created, so it must be really good. I ate one this morning. Didn't impress me too much. It was like a really good kampung. Quite nice, thick flesh, sweet enough. Creamy and with the mint flavor. Wait, this is not big enough for my trash. I'll get a bigger pail here for my pile of trash. Okay. Good stuff. Actually, this morning I bought one durian from the pile. It was 12 ringgit a kilo. It was a kilo, I paid 12 ringgit. Then next I got, which was it? Was it this one? Oh no, probably this one I just opened. I bought it for 15 ringgit and then I saw a huge basket full of durian. I asked how much it is. She wanted 100. I offered her 50. She settled on 60 and I put another durian on top. However, only after that I realized all those durians look a little bit strange. Yeah, this was more or less, I don't know if it's really the reject pile, but the pile of durians, which was, yeah, not for immediate sale, but only if she ran out of good ones. So I'm eating the last good one now, and then I'm opening the cheaper ones. I don't expect it to be as bad as last time. If you remember, 24 durians and not a single one was good for consumption. We saved all the arrows for tempoyak. Should ask Peteros if his girlfriend made them into tempoyak. But back then those were durians which were imported and transported about 1500 kilometers from the city of Singkawang in Indonesia to the city of Miri in Malaysia. They were picked before they were ripe and then kept probably for weeks. The 24 I bought then might have been the last ones from a whole truckload of durians, where the other ones were good. And yeah, somebody is cooking behind me, so you'll have to live with the kitchen noises. They don't bother me, they shouldn't bother you. Well, this time, when I asked the lady, she said, no, the durians are here from Tenom. Where from Tenom? Also, she had other seasonal fruit. She was the only vendor on the market who had seasonal fruit. She had tuku, avocado, mangosteen, and durian. So I asked, where from Tenom? She said, from Kamabong. I said, where from Kamabong? From the mountains around Kamabong? There is a road in the mountains around Kamabong. Going to the high mountain village of Rundum at 1200 meters. But Rundum is too cold for proper durian or mangosteen production because those are ultra tropicals. So I asked from Rundum. No, not from Rundum. From one of the other villages on this road, on the mountain road to Rundum. So the reason this lady still has durian, mangosteen, duku, and avocado is because they are coming from a nearby mountain village. For this, the price of 12 ringgit a piece is quite acceptable, but this was on the Tamu of Tenom, outside of the fruit season. Inside the fruit season, merchants from Kota Kinabalu and the other big cities are coming to the Tenom, market to buy fruits for the markets of Kota Kinabalu and other expensive markets. But now outside of the fruit season, they are just the local townspeople, so the price of the durian was quite okay, 12 ringgit a kilo. And those here, I got them, well, if you calculate, for 5 ringgit a piece. It is quite a good price outside the fruit season. However, you can see here, those haven't been treated with pesticides because they have worms. Also, I don't believe so much in those named varieties. For me, a huge pile of kampung, where every fruit tastes different. It's much more interesting than the one or two Musang King or other expensive stuff you can buy for the same money. If there had been durian kampung, cheaper durian kampung on the market, I would have bought one or two of this named variety and a lot more kampungs. Actually, I'm not sure about this one. It looks different. They also look pretty much the same. Seem like they're the same clone. This one looks different. It could be a fruit which fell off. Oh, you cannot see. Which fell off too early. Which fell off a long time ago. Here you can see the peduncle is quite desiccated, but yeah, also the rind between the spines doesn't look so good anymore. But still, the spines look quite different. They are a lot longer. It could be that this is the last one of some of her other trees which just remained in the pile of D8. Let's see. Oh yeah. Also, by the way, folks, since I don't want to gobble down the stuff and since I will not be able to eat it in one go, I will pause. I will wait. Probably I'll finish the video tomorrow. I'm not gonna eat all those durians tonight. My hostess also invited me to fried rice with egg, which is one of my favorites, so I'm not gonna overeat on durians. Still cannot decide if this is something different. Definitely doesn't taste as good, but as I said, if it's a D8, this one is not so well developed. So let's see. Hi doggy. This one is not sweet, has no mint flavor, it's a bit old. You know what, buddy? You are tempoyak. I have so many great durians here. I don't need to eat a durian which is more or less edible but not really tasting good. Okay, this part is too bad even for tempoyak. Nah, doggy, I don't think you eat durian. Oh yeah. Ow. So that stuff is for tempoyak. quick. Is there anything in here? Yes, there is something in here. And the rind goes to the trash. Oops, but don't, no, to the trash I said, not here. Well, we have found several uses for durian seeds. It's still, well, at least I still don't have a good use for durian rind. We found a video where somebody was opening a thing he called durian papaya, which consisted only of rind, and the rind was supposedly edible. They ate it on this video. Also, somebody on my channel suggested that you can basically use the rind to smoke other agricultural products. Okay, I need a bigger knife. To smoke meats or plant foods, and they might get the typical durian smell. People here in Borneo are used to smoking things, mostly meats, but sometimes also plant products. Immediately. So I suggested that to some of them. They look kind of interested. A lot of the Borneo people like to experiment a lot. Like, for example, my friend Ringus from the Bidayu people. He's over 60 years old, a bee hunter and farmer and forager. Whenever he finds an unknown fruit in the jungle, he tries it. Usually he spits it out immediately because most of the fruits he doesn't know are just not good for food. But the local people like to experiment. He's trying every unknown fruit he finds in the jungle. Also, his family and other people are experimenting with new recipes. So I have hope that somebody will try to smoke stuff using durian rind, and that the results might be, yeah. Sometimes with durian, something with durian, with smoky durian smell can be quite interesting. Well, next topic, what can I talk about while I'm eating? No one of the locals would even attempt to eat so many durians. Some people here don't eat durian at all. Some say they eat just a couple pieces from a fruit. Some say they eat 1 or 2 fruits a day max. But nobody has ever said to me that they are eating a lot more. Well, I sometimes do eat like 10 durians a day. But those are usually on average smaller than those here. And also wormier. So that when you eat them, you throw away a lot of the wormy bits. Okay, now there is still one carpel left in this durian. Like in most of the tropical fruits here, you eat the arils around the seeds. The fruits around here have a very typical structure, which is actually quite rare for fruits, for example, in temperate areas. Fruits from different families have evolved this independently. You have a very thick rind, yeah, sometimes it has spines, sometimes it's just smooth. But you have a very thick rind. Inside you have big seeds, and the seeds are surrounded by the edible, tasty part, which the big bird who is supposed to eat the seeds, or the big animal who is supposed to eat the seeds, is supposed to digest. While the hope of the plant, if you can say that the plant is hoping, is that they will not chew down on the seed itself. A lot of those fruits have evolved for hornbill propagation, for hornbill dispersal. Just one is open. I'm trying to find the durians which are already opening at the seams, which means that they are already completely ripe. So yeah, what I want to say, this is quite an unusual thing for us people from temperate areas, that you actually throw away a big part of the fruit because the rind is so thick. Well, we have this in melons or stuff, but here they have it in all types of big and medium-sized fruit. The rind is so thick and you actually just eat the areas around the carpels. Yes, I know, half of my face is cut off, but I'm not as beautiful as the durians. Also, the phone is just propped up on a pile of plastic bags. I cannot move it freely. We have the third durian, and I don't think I'll eat much more in this session. Because, as I said, there is still the rice. Also, today I need to visit Jose's nursery and make a video of a rare and very tasty papaya variety. Why don't people eat so much durian? Well, because they say you can get drunk on too much durian or get durian fever. This is sort of a condition in which you feel very hot, sweat a lot, drink a lot, and often also have a bit of an impaired perception. I never had this drunken part of this durian problem, but a couple times I've had durian fever. When you eat too much durian, enter dehydrated and go too much in the sun, get something like a sunstroke, but much exacerbated by the durian consumption. Durian seems to have something that makes this condition much worse. I haven't found any modern research on it, and I used to laugh about it, but first time I came to Borneo, I started eating about 15 durians a day and regretted it soon. Got most horrible durian fever maybe 5 days after I landed in Borneo. This is quite a good durian. I wouldn't say that it's so much better than a good kampung. For sure it's not. But the fact that it ripens a bit after the durian season is quite valuable. You will not get the same super high price as for something which ripened before the durian season. But still, I think extending the fruit season, which is usually just a couple weeks to a couple months around here, extending the fruit season should be one of the most important goals of fruit breeders and fruit developers and research stations around here. Blah blah blah, is this even working? The next day on Jose's farm I took 3 durians. Don't worry, I'll eat them all eventually, except if they are bad. But I will not force myself to munch on durians till I puke. As I said, for over a week I had no durians. Also, those might be the last ones I have in over half a year. So I'm gonna enjoy them. Still, I'm absolutely confident that I'm gonna manage to eat all 13 in less than 24 hours. We had a local lady try them now. Her verdict was devastating. She said they're okay if there is no other durian around. And I have to agree, they are okay, not great. Especially since those are from the second grade pile. But the last durians I had were 3 completely old and rotten looking ones in Ulubaram, and one still nice and green looking which was rotten. The 3 had very thin flesh and were overripe but still edible. Oh, after that I had this big amount of Durio graveolens, but it's not the same. And before that, my last durians were a very nice, this one is unripe. A very nice Blaga durian with its very strong mint taste. No. Unripe. Completely tasteless. Good for different recipes like tempoyak or durian soup, but too tasteless for fresh consumption. But you expect this when you buy second grade durians. What I didn't expect last time, that all 24 durians I bought would be bad. This case I had, 4 or 5 good ones and 2 bad ones. For all cheap kampung durian, this would be a very great ratio, I guess. For a named variety which was still so cheap outside of the durian season. It's still acceptable. Think if the amount at the end is too small to make tempoyak, I might try myself as a chef and do a durian soup. I've never made a durian soup myself, but I was told it's very simple. The more simple recipe is just boil durian with water and salt. This one is also not completely ripe. It has a watery consistency. Slightly watery consistency, it is slightly less sour. But this one is very watery. And without any trace of sourness. So what was it? I ate 3 online yesterday. I ate another one on the market, which I don't count because it's not gonna fit within this 24-hour window. Just decided I'm gonna do a 13 durians in 24-hour challenge. But at the end it's not gonna be 13 because that's already the second one, which is not good. Yeah, this one is not a grapefruit, but that's what you expect when you buy the second grape pile. It's still edible. Well, this one, it would be a waste to eat it like this. I mean, if I make it into a durian soup, it would still count well if I eat the durian soup between the 24 hours. The one from yesterday, unfortunately I left it outside overnight in the open. And now also during the day, I doubt it's gonna be good for anything. I've bound this durian together with the wine so that it doesn't shake too much in the current open and lose the pieces. You don't need a strong wine for that. Just want to prevent it from falling apart. Time for a late durian lunch. 6 fruits down, 7 more to go. 3 I've opened for my lunch. I will not count this one anymore because I left it overnight. Well, it doesn't look fresh anymore. It also has mold and also part of the flesh has disappeared. I'm afraid that something has been added tonight. Bah. This one is sour, but without actually being bad. It's just tasting sour. It's not sour because it's fermented. Strange. A sour tasting durian. Maybe I'll leave it for the soup. What about the next one? Nice thick flesh. Tastes a bit better. But it feels like it fell off the tree. A bit underripe, but it's okay. It's stinky and creamy enough. Filming this way is much better. So many of those Southeast Asian fruits with the big arrows produce such immense piles of trash. Or the rind and the big seed. I hope this is not gonna be the last durians for the next 8 months. Maybe even for longer. I feel like going somewhere else next winter. Canary Islands or totally new place. You can suggest something and then there is a good chance there are not gonna be durians around. Top of the big pile. What about the third fruit? Oops. There's kind of a greenish spot here. No, I'm not eating that. What about the rest of the same carpel? Honestly, I've had better durians. An edible durian. However, not necessarily a great one. You want to see me explode from too much durian, don't you? It's never gonna happen, because this would be a waste of good durian. So I'm not exploding anywhere. In this case it would also be a waste of mediocre durian, but durian is durian. We are not wasting that on explosions. Wow. Okay, those were 2 durians I finished off right now. Now I still have the stuff for the soup. So I decided to have 2 durian dishes. For one, I will just use part of the seeds of the durian I ate today. It will be just boiled durian seeds, and later I'll see if I want to do something else with them. No need to clean them. Well, maybe I'll wash them a little bit. They're gonna boil forever, and whatever meat there is on them is gonna dissipate. I'm diligently diminishing my durian stash, and also I want to cook 2 recipes today: Durian soup and boiled durian seeds. For the durian soup, I have the sour tasting durian I just opened a little while ago, and the tasteless unripe durian I opened this morning. And I've seen the locals using a spoon to clean the aerials. This is going to be extremely messy. Let's see, is the spoon going to help me? No, actually I don't see a good use for a spoon. Just taking them, separating the seeds from the aerials. Durian soup is quite tasty. Most often it's being done from unripe durian, which is still hard. Then you can still use the then it's basically the pieces, they stay together. You end up with a lot of pieces of a tasty vegetable in the soup. However, when you use those which are already creamy, you end up with a creamy soup. They don't stay together, they basically dissipate into the soup. Also, those second grade ones, they don't have a lot of flesh, and also a lot of it sticks to the seed, so it's not going to be an immense amount of soup. Yeah, and I noticed that basically everything I'm doing is in one corner of the screen. They cannot touch my phone right now. You either watch this or you just scroll to something else. Cannot help you here. Well, no need to hold the spoon anyways. Hi folks, this is all the fruit, and today I want to do a bit of cooking with durian. I'm in the town of Tenom on the island of Borneo, and I bought a bunch of second grade named durians. This is D8, an official Malaysian durian variety. Most of them are kind of okay, and I'm happy I got them outside of the fruit season. But I had 2 fruits. One of them was completely tasteless and unripe. The aerials were already soft, but it didn't ripen on the tree. And the other one tasted sour, not like rotten sour, just instead of sweet and aromatic, the fruit tasted sour. So I'm doing a challenge right now, eating 14 durians in 24 hours. Why 14 durians? Because that's how much I got. And those 2, I don't want to throw them away. I'll make a durian soup. Those are the aerials of 2 durians. Yes, durian is a very wasteful fruit, and also when you don't suck the flesh off the seeds but peel it off with your hands, you end up with a lot of the flesh still sticking to the seeds. And here I have quite a huge amount of washed seeds, which I'm gonna boil. Durian seeds when boiled. Durian seeds are usually quite slimy inside, I mean, so you have to boil them for quite some time. Also, durian soup is basically the easiest recipe in the world. For the easiest version, you just need durian, salt and water. When you take the arils from unripe durians, where the arils are still hard, you end up with a lot of durian pieces inside the soup and not too much durian taste. With those here, I'm sure I'll end up with a cream soup. I hope it will taste at least somehow of durian, because, yeah, it is. It would be a pity if it didn't. So we end up with a lot of trash, a lot of rind. I will also use only a small part of the seeds, maybe the seeds of 2 or 3 fruits, to boil them. Okay, this is almost falling over. Well, yeah, durian is an incredibly wasteful fruit. For a small amount of edible stuff, you actually throw away very huge amounts of seeds and rind. Actually, at least in Indonesia, they seem to have developed methods to make the seeds into a sort of flour by boiling and drying and grinding them, and a lot of processing, but since they do it on a large scale, it's quite efficient. So the durian seeds are boiling, the durian soup is close. For the soup you just need a couple minutes, 10 minutes should be enough. Durian seeds, maybe the you friends boiled them 1 hour, and then on the next day they made them in the wok with some spices. Too lazy for that, so I'm gonna boil them 2 hours just with salt. Now let's try the durian soup. And no, I'm not gonna use a plate. Life is too short to wash plates. Definitely not enough salt. Put just a little bit of salt. But I guess I have to add a lot more. Tasting like a slightly sweet milky soup, but without the salt. It's not really anything special. Still not enough salt. Also, it tastes a little bit boring, because this was, of course, not very high quality durian, but still with sufficient salt. Should be quite good. Not a bad soup. Still tasting a bit boring. Could have added a limau purut leaf maybe. Well, yeah, this is not the tastiest durian, so it adds a little flavor, but most is coming from the salt. Well, you are going down anyways. Sure, somebody's gonna comment disgusting again. Yeah, not bad, just boring. Maybe a veggie stock. Yeah, or limau purut leaf. Really would have improved it. Definitely too boring. I think because this durian is neither sweet nor aromatic. Comment disgusting if you had troll. Durian is definitely a variable thing for soups, in this case to make the soup creamy. But yeah, with those low quality durians, something else should have taken care of the taste. Let's consider this finished. And now about the dried durian seeds. I boiled them almost 2 hours. At one point I almost left them without water. Then I rinsed them a couple times.
So I'm going to cook the heart of the palm.
Jose is going to cook the heart of the palm. You want to try the durian seeds?
No, I don't eat durian.
They are in the middle between a boiled potato and a boiled chestnut. Not too bad actually. Without the salt they would be boring. And I think if I would put them in a wok with some salt on the surface, they would be quite popular, but yeah, not bad. Not a great food in that condition, but it's just seeds boiled with water. Imagine all the things you can do from them. Not bad. I will peel the seeds because the skin is kind of unpleasant and astringent, and then I'll eat them with some sambal, which my host has kindly provided. Yeah, when we did those experiments with the Bidayu, my hosts there, they were all older than me, they were all around their 60s, but they were so eager to experiment with new foraging, new stuff, new recipes and things. Yeah, but peeling the durian seeds was more or less the most tedious task while working with the durian seeds, because yeah, it's peeling kind of a small thing. You don't peel a pumpkin, you peel, well, this is a particularly small durian seed. You peel a durian seed and then you end up with something like a tiny potato. To spice everything up, Jose has given me some sambal. They were discussing me, orang putih makan biji durian. The white man is eating durian seeds. They are not very convinced of that. They're a bit afraid something might happen to me. Now let's try the durian seed. Yeah. Yeah, it's like eating a firm but slimy potato or a pretty tasteless chestnut. That's one secret about spices. They will help you get down almost anything. Bad food, rotten food, tasteless food, bad tasting food, poisonous food. That's what spices are for. Makan biji durian? Tu makan? Bukan. Monyet makan buah.
Monyet tidak makan biji durian.
Tupai makan. Staat terlalu besar. Tupai besar habis. The locals all refused to try the seeds. One said only a monkey only eats fruit. This one says not even a monkey eats durian seeds. Then I said, well, the squirrel does eat durian seeds, but I'm too big to be a squirrel. Well, over this, let's not forget that we have 3 more durians. Actually, I planned to eat them all in 24 hours, but I saw that I've made the first photos of the durian pile at 5:04. Now it's 5:07, so I already failed that challenge of eating them in 24 hours. This one is not even looking so good, but let's see. Maybe, let's say in 25 hours. It's not a great one, but it's edible. I'm too lazy to make more soup. However, this durian is really boring. Wait a moment. I have sambal. If I can eat durian seeds with sambal, maybe I can also eat boring durian arrows with sambal. Well, if we were in France and this was wine or cheese, the French would crucify me. This cereal is not so good. Let's try it with some slightly better looking durian first. Let's try it without sambal. Yeah. A bit. It fell a bit underripe from the tree, but it's not bad. And now with sambal. The sambal kind of dominates the durian taste. Maybe a little bit less sambal. It's not bad. It defies a little bit the purpose of tasting the pure durian. Boss, what do you say about durian sambal?
I think very good.
Very good. I think the neighbor is just in shock that somebody could eat durian with sambal.
Sambal.
Very good is the only thing he could say before he. Yeah, I think I shocked him quite a lot, but that's the first time he's seeing somebody eat durian with sambal. This one also has very thin flesh. Look at this one. Flesh is maybe 3 to 4 times thicker. And it has some taste. Yeah, this one really could have gone into the soup, but I think 2 durians in the soup were enough. Yeah, not a good durian, but with sambal. Anything goes. But they're gonna get hate for this too.
You have a good shit.
Well, 20 minutes to eat the durian within 25 hours. Let's see. I'm not gonna gobble it down. I'm gonna enjoy it, but yeah. Boring durian with sambal is not bad. This durian is not really bad. Some of it have just not properly ripened. All the locals are laughing there. I'm eating off the crazy white man. The durian definitely does add something to the flavor, but with those low quality durians here, like this one, it's definitely 80-85% the sambal.
How is the sambal?
Very good.
I made this a week ago and I keep it in the fridge.
Without the sambal, I don't know if I would be able to finish them off. Because this durian is also very bad, and another one was also very bad.
Don't eat the bad fruit.
I might not have
It's very important. Your stomach, digestive system is very important.
I might not have any durian for 8 months, and if I go somewhere else next winter, I might not have any durian for 2 years.
And if you go to Penang, I will introduce you to a very, very important world-connected durian connoisseur who's growing the creme de la creme.
I always want to go to Penang in the fruit season, but it's usually when I have too much work in my farm in Germany.
Yeah. But I'll tell you also, that lady, she's a widower. She's got very nice friend. She got a nice little place. You can stay in one of the chalets if you're a fruit enthusiast.
As long as I don't have to marry her,
No,
it's okay.
You don't. You don't. She can be your grandmother.
Okay.
She's very motherly. Now she's got abiyu, mami sapote, and everything from me growing on the land.
If she feeds me with durian, she can be my grandmother, no problem. I am not really enjoying this one.
Don't eat it if you don't like it.
It's not bad, I'm just not really enjoying it. If we were right in the fruit season, right in the durian season, I would leave this for tempoyak.
These are not not the sought after durians. This is after the durian season.
I think that's why they became a named clone, because they are after the durian season, for people to have something for after the durian season.
Yeah, these are a clone. It's not a native species.
Well,
It's not a very good clone.
yeah, but it ripens after the durian season, so I don't complain. I can totally recommend durian with sambal.
I remember I got snowed in up in Wajing Sea, up in the Bavarian Alps one time. In my German lady friend's grandfather's house. Winter time, nobody was there. She just had graduated from dentistry.
Jackpot. They are all crazy, those dentists.
And I was very lucky because I had some nice hashish.
You are on YouTube right now. I mean, you can say whatever you want.
But don't tell them my name. Yeah.
Hashish is now
Legal.
hashish is now legal in Germany, and 30 years ago, nobody will chase you for that.
I'm too old to be chased. Eh? I wouldn't run.
Okay, the last durian is considerably better, but I already like this sambal durian thing. So I'm totally...
Habis itu sambal atau dia makan? Huh? Tapi
good.
saya boleh buat sambal macam-macam untuk nasi lemak lain, untuk mie rebus lain, ya, untuk ya.
Oh, the antics of the crazy white man. But the sambal is really good. He told me he would throw away the rest. I will prevent that. Scraping out the last traces of durian. Here are just 2 more carpels and then we are done. We still have the seeds.
Biji macam
Nangka. Dia tidak mahu.
nangka apa tu? Simpan tak?
Down to the last carpel of the last durian.
24 and a half hours.
Almost 25. And I'm not done yet.
Masih pada jual durian sini kan?
Now we are down to the last aerial of the last carpel of the last durian. And here the last sliver.
Now we have to do the garbage kind of collection kind of thing.
Oh yeah. And there is a lot of garbage.
Later, nanti kita cari satu kotak besar. Saya ada goni.
And now, the morning seeds.
Yummy, yummy.
No, the seeds are not too yummy. They are just okay. The sambal makes them yummy.
I got shit in my tummy.
Dia sudah rebus.
Macam lah.
Macam apa? Kentang. Kan?
Kalau saya duduk hutan, tak ada apa-apa makan, saya terpaksa makan. Tetapi sini ada supermarket, ada kebun, ada sayur-sayuran, apa lagi.
Kalau sapi tahu dia beli rabus tu biji durian itu pun dia mau.
Lindsay was supposed to come here.
Lindsay.
Now I recall, she was supposed to come and stay here while Sophia was here, but I don't like Sophia anymore.
Who is Sapphire?
Sophia is a spiritual medium, spirit medium. She talks to dead husbands or dead wives or something like that. She's a fake.
Well, Lindsay is the Durian girl. She's real.
Yeah.
I've never met her, but
Yeah. So that is why I found out Sophia was trying to connect with Lindsay to come during the Durian time when they were staying here. But Lindsay had some information from somewhere else to keep away from Sophia. Because she was a freeloader. She traveled around the world for free.
using the money of dead husbands, and not even her own.
Yeah. She's a small little thin girl, she had to use children's underwear and whatnot.
Lindsay.
No,
So-
Sophia. Sophia Brewer. Her father also is a little bit off the planet.
Okay, the last pieces of durian arrow with the last half of durian seed. Full. Now I'm full. Took me 25 instead of 24 hours.
Huh? Sudah berapa orang?
One of the durians we threw away,
Right.
but on the other hand we cooked the remaining bad durians in a durian soup. We ate the remaining bad durians with sambal. Well, I ate all the durians, nobody else. One lady got one arrow to try it. I ate about 3 or 4 durians worth of seeds with sambal. It's not that I didn't do anything during those 25 hours. I took videos of a wonderful nursery and an even more interesting farm. I took several new species videos, and I took a very extensive, very complex video of dozens of clips of cutting down and cleaning a king coconut palm. Well, now I'm full. So folks, this was finally a durian challenge where I ate most of the durian except for one. And stay tuned for a lot more fruit videos from the beautiful and incredibly fruit-rich island of Borneo. If you want to receive more such content, it's not enough to subscribe to my channel because YouTube kind of stopped recommending my videos. But you also have to press the little bell icon.